Hello and welcome to another session with your personal life coach, Michael Besson. You can find me at Life Coach LV, like Las Vegas, lifecoachlv.com, though I work with people all across the country. I want to share something today that is pretty ordinary to most people. It's the subject of pain. And just how much pain do we go through before we start looking for answers that perhaps aren't the healthiest possible solutions to that pain? You know, you may have read an interesting article that recently came out in the USA Today. It said that the antidepressant usage in the United States of America has doubled. Now, I don't know if you read the fine print. The fine print says that that study was done in 2005. At the time of this recording, it's 2009. And I subscribe to an awful lot of medical periodicals and life coaching and counseling periodicals. And I can tell you that there is a large body of evidence to suggest that it's doubled since then in the last 4 years. So we as Americans are taking chemical solutions to a variety of problems, and I know that that sounds kind of rational to many of you, perhaps irrational to others, but I want to ask you a question. What's the core root of this? So many times in my practice what I see is addictions coming in here, pornography, gambling, just the rage, anger issues, multiple divorce issues, people who suffer from anxiety disorders. And the question I have for you is, what's the solution? You know, what is the real solution? And we're going to touch on that at the end of this very brief interaction here. The bigger question that I have for you is it possible that there's something going on in this world that has affected your whole life? I'm going to suggest there is. One day I was reading this passage. It's called the book of John. It's in the 10th chapter and the 10th verse. It's called John 10:10. It says that the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But I have come to give you life and life more abundantly. And that was the red letters, the cool stuff, where God's actually speaking to us. He's actually, the voice of Jesus is actually talking and being recorded for us. And the interesting thing about that, and I would challenge you not to shut off this video if you're not a believer of God, or not a believer as a Christian, or not a believer in a kind of a higher power. And I want to challenge you to something. As I read that, I was impressed in the very center of who I am. I call it my spirit and my heart. That there was a deeper meaning behind it. You see, a professional thief, a professional killer, or a professional destroyer like the militia, they have a common characteristic. They study their victims. So I'm gonna pull out something here that's kind of interesting for you to process. Is it possible that we as human beings are studied from the day we're born till the day we die by the enemy? We're watched over by God, but studied by the enemy. For what purpose? To steal, to kill, and destroy our lives. And if you think about it, a great tactic would be to wound somebody significantly early on in life for one of two reasons. If you wound somebody, and there is a God and there is an enemy, and the enemy's doing it, let's just throw that out there, if that is all accurate, then the enemy's job would be to wound you so that you never believe in a higher power, never believe in a personal relationship with God, never believe that his son actually died on a cross for your sin, and go through life from one addiction to the other, or from one just excess to the other. Some excesses can look fairly healthy and fairly benign. You could be a workaholic and lose your family. You can be an alcoholic and lose your family. You can be a drug addict and lose your family. See, many, many people try to stick many, many things into the God-sized hole in their hearts. So let's just take kind of what everybody knows and what everybody's familiar with. You take a terrible childhood experience, like child molestation, and you'll see women do one of two things. They'll either carry that through their whole lives as a wound that deeply affects their life, and for legitimate reasons. But you will see other women who take that and use it mightily to help others. In other words, there's an empathy that comes out of somebody who's traveled the same road. I know I've made a lot of mistakes. I am so far from perfect. My passion for life coaching came from just trying to improve my own life and the quality of that life. And so today I want you to process something. Is it possible you've been wounded from a very, very early age? Is it possible that that wound is causing you to either take antidepressants, anti-anxiety drugs, alcohol addictions, the secrets that you do when nobody's around to just take care of the pain? to numb the inner self, to numb the void that only God can fill. I want to tell you that, you can pray a prayer and you can ask God into your heart. And I think that is probably, now let me take the probably out. It is the most important decision you can make your entire life. But after that, I'd like to encourage you to seek the help you need for the healing of your soul. Your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. And there are strategies out there that can help you so quickly and so powerfully. And so, I kind of call it the magic wand, if you will. Inviting God into your heart, healing your spirit, taking care of your mind, your will, and your emotions and your body come right after that. And when I want to encourage you that when that happens, you will get a congruency and a centeredness in life that your heart desires. Everybody's heart desires that. So there are answers to life's most difficult challenges. And if you're experiencing those, I just want to encourage you to find somebody. If it's not me, find somebody that can deal with that. Because I don't want to see your life robbed, killed, or destroyed. Excuse me. I want to see you have an exciting future. I want to see you with plans to prosper and not harm yourself. And God has got just an amazing victory awaiting you, an amazing opportunity, and everything that life can possibly offer you. So would you consider getting some help somewhere if you're in that category of pain? Again, my name is Michael Besson. I can be found at lifecoachlv.com. And until I talk to you next time, may God richly bless your life. Bye-bye.